Welcome to the Sweet Subversives podcast.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. I'm Heather Biederman.
And I am Kara Schultz.
Yay. And we are the Sweet Subversives. Duh. I think this is where the music should come in.
we definitely need music. Someone needs to make us some music or something. I don't know.
Mariachi band. Yes. And we've been talking just a little bit a minute ago before I actually hit record that we're thinking about what is Sweet Subversives all about. What do you think it's all about, Kara?
So I think it's about spreading the very positive but very wonderful subversive message of liberty and getting that message out there to people, but doing so in a way that you don't have to be an edgelord, you don't have to be a jerk, you don't have to be mean to people. You don't have to try to prove, who's more libertarian than thou, any of those kind of things. And so I think there's different ways to spread the message of liberty. And so we're going to focus on things that are more positive and, more kind and more happy and that kind of thing. So
the world is dark enough. I mean,
yes.
we can.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
Oh, yes. And you and I love like that nerdy kind of stuff. What is going to fill the void that is Game of Thrones? Honestly, I don't even fathom it.
Ever.
Nothing will ever.
Nothing.
And I mean, I have so many Game of Thrones costumes that every once in a while I just put on and go, why did it end? Why? So
I still have my Iron Throne that I sit in. So
I love that. Kara made her own Iron Throne. If you haven't seen it, we should post a picture of it because it is brilliant. And it makes you feel like an evil queen, Every once in a while you need to feel like an evil queen, It's like, I'm just going to take over the realm and destroy my enemies.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So what we're looking at doing, and I should mention, so Heather does a podcast on Thursdays, and that is Liberty Librarian, and she focuses on like information liberty issues, that type of thing. I do one on Mondays.
Training?
Yep. And that's really focused on candidate training. It's just a short, sweet, and I do that one on Twitch. But what we're looking at doing with this podcast is, we'll be doing news. So news particularly about the Libertarian Party itself. We'll also catch libertarians being good. So wonderful things that people are doing. But, there'll also be some pop culture memes and alcohol because it's us. So, that's how it's just got to go.
Yes. So you're hanging out with us. And yeah. It's going to be like a very positive, chill vibe. Mondays for Kara is all business. Thursdays for Heather is all business. This is more fun for both of us too.
So my week is business in front, party in the rear. Is that how it goes?
Wait, is this a mullet show? We got to get mullets. No, we don't.
Although I felt kind of bad saying party in the rear.
What kind of show is this? You said, just wear your latex. It'll be okay.
Well, I did mark it as an adult content show, so,
I don't think it's that kind of adult content, but,
Yeah, I hope not. But we should start with some news.
Oh, yeah.
So do you want to go through Iowa first, or what do you want to do?
Well, I got to pull that up for.
All right, I will go through Nebraska and Pennsylvania first, and then you can pull up Iowa.
Excellent. Sounds good.
Okay, so I was at the Nebraska convention this past weekend, and it was truly amazing. And it ties along with what I've seen at a lot of the conventions, which is, just blowout attendance, huge attendance. So they had talked about how in 2012 there was, I believe, 7 people at their convention total. And I don't have the total convention numbers, but I know I counted like 50, 55 in the room at one point, although it was kind of hard because people were coming in and leaving, and that, how conventions are, how people flow in and out.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a great group. they used to have trouble trying to fill their slots for going as delegates to national.
Really?
And yeah, and this time they had way more people that wanted to be delegates than they even had delegate slots and alternate delegate slots. So they freaking packed it. It was amazing. It was so good. So that's the news from Nebraska. Good news from Pennsylvania. So we're verifying this, and I have to go through and pull the links up and all that kind of stuff, but we're getting it verified. They were at 40 elected libertarians, which was freaking amazing. Well, guess what?
Oh, good.
They're at 45 now for 2019. So there was 5 more libertarians, and again, we're getting the confirmation on this. So Jason Milligary, City Council in Westmoreland County, Kevin Singleton, Darlington Township Auditor, Christopher Svetkov. Sorry, I'm killing your name, man. Upper. I can't read my damn writing. Cooking auditor. McGuire auditor something. Sorry, man. Janice Baker, Keating Township auditor. So congratulations. Sorry we missed you. The party didn't even know they were running. We oftentimes get libertarians because we are such independent people. They don't even contact anyone. They're just like, I'm a libertarian and I'm running for office and I'm going to win. And they did. So congratulations to Pennsylvania. They have really been kicking ass. And in particular, congratulations to their chair, Steve Sheets. He has been doing just a truly just incredible job. And he has put together a really good team in Pennsylvania. Jennifer Moore is their vice chair, and she's also kind of their political director. And she's been really one of the powerhouses behind the candidate success this year. And the other one is Kevin Gaugen, who was involved with their nominations and petitioning and all that kind of stuff, and is now their executive director. And I'll tell you, those 3 people working together have just blown my mind with what they've been accomplishing in Pennsylvania.
That rocks, man.
It does. It's really good.
Very cool. My home state of Iowa, there was some big news that came out. The first ever libertarian presidential preference poll. You know, everyone in the news had been talking about all the caucus stuff that had gone there, but this is actually like really cool news, I thought. The libertarians gathered across the state at the county level, and they selected delegates to the 2020 Libertarian Party Iowa State Convention. And they had the greatest possible participation and inclusion for libertarians across the state. So the tradition of the Iowa caucuses held a presidential straw poll that signaled registered libertarians' preference for our presidential nomination. And they're pleased to announce the winner, the Future of Freedom Foundation founder, Jacob Hornberger, who took a commanding 47.52% of the vote. Very good. But what I also thought was very cool was that there were the top 5 were former Rhode Island governor and a U.S. Senator Lincoln McCaffrey. Is that right? 1996 Libertarian vice presidential nominee Joe Jorgensen, Veterans Against the Iraq War founder Adam Kokesh, and software engineer and entrepreneur Daniel Berman. So very cool. They said that the delegates will select our national delegation in the 2020 LPIA State Convention and Presidential Forum. So, I mean, it's really growing. It's really neat to see how great it's grown. Some of the numbers were amazing, though. Like to see how many votes that came out. There were like 282 votes for the different candidates, and it was a really good turnout. And I just think it's neat to see how much the party has really grown in the past few years. Even it's amazing. We're going to have a great turnout in Austin for the national in May. It's coming right up, so just a very exciting time.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, so John Phillips, who is the regional rep, he was also there, and he said that his count was 60, counting those of us that were from national that were attending there too. So that was for Nebraska, so they had 60. And I'll note with Iowa, notice libertarians didn't have a problem counting.
No, what's with that?
Just saying. Just saying.
We got our stuff together. I mean, we're the party to watch, really, if you think about it. We can count. We got cool people. Things are growing. And there's a lot of interest and activism, where I think the other parties are starting to get a little shaky on it. So they got to watch out for this.
Tough on them.
Tough on them.
And the other big news, of course, is that the rumor was true. We now have pet memberships.
I want them.
Yes. And I will tell you that Mabel is already a member. I signed her up immediately. So she is a member. Fortunately, pets do not have to sign the NAP.
Good.
So Mabel was able to join, because otherwise
she would fail the NAP.
She would be like, no, I am not down with that.
Say my first dirty word. She would bite a motherfucker.
She would bite a motherfucker. Yes, she would. Oh my God. Exactly.
Oh, I want my cats to get that too. How do you do it?
Okay, so when you go onto lpa.org, you can, click where it says click to join, and then you can pick from the type of donation or membership that you want to do. So if you're a member of LP National, then you can add that onto yours. It's, I believe, a $15 donation. Ooh. And you put what you want your pet's name in, because your pet is going to get a card, right?
I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a picture of my cats, each with their card, and then I'll post it, because I think everyone should do that. If you love your pets and you're a libertarian, you should get a pet membership.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Michelle points out we can do math in the LP. We're able to do that. So, yes, we can count. Even better than the Yang Gang. I'm just saying.
But I never learned the Common Core, so I wouldn't even know how to do it that way. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't do that. So, you know what time it is, Heather?
What time is it, Kara?
It's cocktail time.
Oh, I started a little bit.
Heather jumped the gun.
Open the bottle, and then when I opened the bottle, I was like, "Well, it's open."
All right, Heather. What are you drinking?
I'm actually drinking wine today. Usually I'm a beer drinker, but I felt like this is a special occasion. And I got out, it's actually not a very expensive bottle. It's just like flipped. I can't even tell. Let's see if I can hold it up. Oh, I don't think it's flipped on my end. So if you can read it.
Prophecy.
Prophecy. And I kind of like this because I always think their bottles look sort of magical. So I felt like we needed to have magic for our beautiful first episode together. So I am having a rosé from France. Prophecy is a cheap French wine, which I'm sure it's probably the garbage grapes that they send to us, but I think it's good for cheap. I like it.
I will totally take their garbage grapes.
I will too. I mean, their garbage grapes probably better than our fabulous grapes here. I don't know how they do it.
So since it's colder than shit in Minnesota, I wanted to do a hot cocktail.
I wanted to hear, you were telling me a little bit about this.
Okay, so this delicious baby is mulled pineapple.
What?
Yes, and then the garnish is caramelized pineapple that I did with sugar under the broiler.
Oh, yes.
So if you've had mulled cider, this is, similar, but it's pineapple juice instead. So I cheat. Instead of doing it over the stove, I do it in an electric kettle.
That's way better.
So you put like a couple shots of dark rum, a shot of brandy, the same volume again of liquid of pineapple juice, and then you put like a cinnamon stick in there and some cloves, some black peppercorns, allspice, half of a vanilla pod, and then you just heat it. You can either heat it on the stove. You don't want to boil it because that boils alcohol up, but you just, you want to warm it up. I do it in my tea kettle, and I just put it to like the green tea setting, and and then garnish that sucker. But I will tell you, it is like pure frickin' heaven is what this is. It is unreal, amazing.
It's kind of warm and it warms your insides, but it also smells like tropical and like a warm sunny day, I bet. Yeah, no, delish. You always come up with the best drinks. I think like at the end of the year we should have like Kara's cocktails like book for maybe we could have special gifts for the people who are Patreons.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, because here's the thing. Yes, you should absolutely support podcasters and all that kind of stuff. And there's different libertarian podcasters and, absolutely support them. And we will be putting up a Patreon account and like a wish list so that I'm not doing this stupid fucking headset. Yeah. And there will be gifts. And, oh my God. And there will be ways that you can join in. So one of the things that you'll get if you're like a monthly subscriber is you get into our super secret Sweet Subversives groups. Shh, don't tell anyone. And part of what you'll get is what we're drinking ahead of time. So if you want, you can make the cocktail with us and have what we're having, or Heather will be debuting really good beers because she's into like really good beer. Mm-hmm. And you can join us that way. At another level, you can do things such as, and you'll also find out content ahead of time, like, who we're going to be featuring in the, libertarians caught being good and that kind of stuff. But at another level, we have you join in on the last part of our podcast and join in. And it's kind of fun because, well, you'll see what we do at the end of our podcast. And so that's the part that we'll have people join in for and have a good time and, be part of this with us. But that's the cocktail portion of it. I'm going to get one more drink and then we'll go to, caught being good. So
yes. Oh man. Now I wish you could just pass me that drink. Like, I'm like, okay, give me one.
I'll tell you, that sucker's good. That is one of my favorites.
The one thing they need to invent from Star Trek is that machine that will like make things for you. Although I will never leave the house then. I'd be like, oh, I want that mulled pineapple drink.
So here's the thing. So every drink I make, I am always like, oh, this is my favorite drink.
It might be the alcohol, but you do make really good drinks too. So
they're always my favorite.
I will say like some of the Harry Potter ones are super fun. I like that.
Those were good.
There's so many good ones. So if you want to get in on that, we can make some of that happen. You can learn some of the secrets of Kara and Heather in our drinking world and positive stuff too. We're not just
join the Drinkers Caucus. We should join the Drinkers Caucus.
Wait, is there one?
Oh yes.
Oh, not in there.
There's a caucus for everything in the Libertarian Party. We have more caucuses than we have members.
Well, and you were saying earlier, like, you're never going to be the best libertarian because, like, there's somebody else that's a different part of libertarian that'll be better at that than you. But I don't know about, like, anybody that can do, like, parties better than Kara. So if you made a fun party and drink caucus, like, I think you might be the chair of that.
Uh-huh.
I was just watching you eat that.
Yeah, it didn't go well for me. I almost speared myself.
Well, don't do that. I was going to say that might be a different Patreon account.
Yeah, those pics are rather sharp. Okay, so let's get to libertarians caught being good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's being good, Kara?
There's a lot of libertarians being good. And if you do know of a libertarian being good, get that information to me. Let me know about, who did something awesome. That would be great. Yeah. So we have Sharice Norton. She is in LP, Oklahoma. And Amber Christensen Beltram wanted to give her a shout out. She says that she messaged Sharice saying, I really like Oklahoma's Valentine themed post. And so what did Sharice do? She made one for Utah with their info and graphics.
That's so
nice. LP helping another state LP. I love when that happens.
That's super cool.
Very cool. This one I saw happen in Nebraska when I was there. So at the Nebraska convention. So Jim Schultz, who is now, I believe, their vice chair, if I remember correctly, they just had their elections. He hosted one of the LNC representatives in his home, and and that's. That happens frequently, which is amazing that members do that. I mean, they just reach out and do that. But here's where it gets truly amazing, because I'm sorry, I don't know that I would do this. Not only hosted him overnight, but to get him to the airport on time, dude got up at 2:30 a.m.
Oh my Lord.
After,
if you're already awake and you're still running at 2:30, that's one thing, but to get out of bed and go take
conventioning all day long, you're exhausted, you had all that kind of stuff, and then wakes up at 2:30 a.m. So shout out to Jim Schultz for sure. This one, okay, since I have a general rule that I don't name children.
Okay.
We will just say this.
Rabbit or
little, maybe because we would eat them.
Yes.
Eat delicious little baby back ribs.
Well, they're more tender than the adults. I don't know what the problem is.
Like veal. So this young child, we'll just say E. Okay, her name E. She told her mom she wanted to join the Libertarian Party. And so Jess Mears, who is the membership extraordinaire goddess, sent them the form and also sent them the NAP pledge. And so E's mother carefully explained, what it is to be a libertarian and the NAP pledge and all that kind of stuff. And the little girl asked good questions. And then she agreed, yep, she could definitely sign that pledge, no problem. But here's the super sweet part.
Yeah?
She used her Tooth Fairy money to buy her own membership.
Oh my God.
For real? I know. Is that not the sweetest thing you've ever heard in your whole freaking life?
Yes. That is seriously the cutest thing ever. She really wanted it.
And I'll tell you something else. That's a good mom. That is a really good mom.
To explain what it means.
Yeah.
Just go, you're going to do the same thing as me. No, explain it. Because, kids, they want to know. They want to understand it.
Exactly. And then here is the last one, and this will be near and dear to both of our hearts. Okay. So Farrah Ghost was walking. She was out walking, and then she saw this really thin but kind of patchy, its fur was missing in places, cat, and it was so sweet, and it was coming up to her, and obviously it wasn't anyone's cat. She could even feel where its tail had broken and mended, and this cat was not in good shape, but it was just so loving and followed her and all that kind of stuff. So she took that cat home.
Good for her.
And took it to the vet. And even though the cat was super, super thin, its tummy was swollen, probably worms and all that kind of stuff, she got a really good vet care. She's posting pictures. The cat looks so much better. Its fur is growing in. It's putting on weight. The bloat is going down. That cat is just happy and loving. So she gave that sweet kitty a forever home. So thank you very much, Farrah. You get two thumbs up from us because
I love kitties.
Kitties. All about kitties.
Oh yeah. Mine was what? she heard kitties.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I mean that takes a whole nother level of love and trust to take a cute little critter like that that is probably not looking so cute when you pick them up, but they appreciate it, and to be that good of a person, that means a lot. I get all emotional and cry about kitties. Oh.
Yes, and Chase notes, and I did note about them last week when I did my show, that yes, the Libertarian Party of Atlanta cleans one of their local parks every month, but this is new. LP Georgia is participating in the Justice Day at the Capitol in 2 weeks, lobbying for criminal justice reform. Yeah. So go LP Georgia. I love hearing that. I love hearing what you guys are doing. It's so amazing.
That is so cool.
And Chase also says, when I said there's more caucuses than there's members, he goes, yeah, it's true. Each member is part of 3 to 6 caucuses. That is true.
I think I am at least part
That
of
is absolutely true.
and I don't even know which ones they are.
Michelle is like feeling the awe and the love from the kitty story too.
Oh, I love that.
All right. Heather, do you have memes for us today?
I gotta figure out how to switch it to my screen. So let me just do some share screen.
Do some magic. Okay, you do that, and I'm gonna try to eat this without stabbing myself.
Oh, please don't stab yourself. Although that does make good TV. Let's see, where is it? Here we are. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try sharing this. Meow. This is important stuff. Okay, Kara is the queen of memes, but I have found a few that I think are pretty good. So we will take a look. Let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. Yay. Oh, I heard squeaking. Was that me?
Oh, that was me.
I'm like, what is that, Kara?
I am not that cute, and I'm gonna be 50 this year.
Oh, so you got to make this for a T-shirt for you.
I'm gonna be fucking old. I'm super excited though. So
I think you're gonna make 50 like be badass. You know?
I will not be Jennifer Lopez awesome though.
Oh, tell me about it. Like watching her and Shakira is a little younger, but man, those ladies, they can dance and they look amazing.
They can dance if they want to.
Ooh, they can leave the world behind. And if you don't dance and they don't dance, then it's J-Lo's behind. No? Okay.
Yes.
So yes, I found this because we love Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda is the best. And I never get sick of looking at it. Okay, so here's another one. I think you might have shown this one, but me high looking at myself at the security camera at CVS going, whoa. It could be drunk instead of high. You'd be like, I'm going to CVS to get chocolate because I'm all of a sudden hungry for chocolate. And then I go, oh, there I am. I'm a beautiful woman. I love the Baby Yoda face. But you know what I found? And I think this is what messed up my head the most. It's not a meme really, but you see what Baby Yoda's wearing? He's got the little fleecy outfit. Do you remember IKEA Monkey? Look at them side by side. Do you think they're related in some way? Is it a conspiracy? Do they shop at the same store? I don't know. But I kind of love them both.
This is making me break out the tinfoil hat.
Yes, we should really think about this. What do these two have in common? Will Baby Yoda be abandoned like the IKEA monkey? Will he be just left behind, sitting at an IKEA somewhere, waiting for Mando to show up, or is it just in our mind? And if he is left behind, will Heather happen to go to IKEA at the same time and take Baby Yoda home? Yes, I would. Just like if I saw that little monkey in the coat, I would totally take that thing home. I'd be like, you are my new baby.
Oh my God.
Okay. I try to let you guys pause. Here's more vegetarian meme. Okay. This van has a concealable police sign, like it looks, what is that, Italian? So it says, so no one will ever guess it's a police van. So when they're like trying to be incognito, you can flip the sign down that says police. No, it's not a police. It's this truck with like all this armor and everything. But then it's a two-parter because look how stealthy they are. This dog can't even figure it out. I'm like, where am I? It's that hard to find. So that is government at its best, trying to pull things over on the people. And when they're like, look, we're not doing anything, and they're just covering their face with a piece of toilet paper, their sneak is at 0. We know what they're up to. This is more sad. I want to take a trip. My bank account says, highly suggest it be a trip to work, which I'll probably do tomorrow. But on the last note, Minnesota, it's freaking cold today.
It's going to be worse tonight and tomorrow. -11.
-11.
-11.
Like the actual temperature. Like the wind chill,
yes.
It's like -30 below. So you go outside, you pretty much die. And why do we live here? Minnesota, come for the culture, stay because your car won't start. It's true, we can't leave. But on the positive note, I haven't seen any mosquitoes in weeks. Oh. Except they're probably all in my house and like waiting for their moment. But anyway, so that's memes for the week, guys. I will keep an eye out for better and more fun ones, but you know there's going to be some Yoda ones in there for a while.
And here's the thing. If you've got some dank memes,
oh yeah,
I want them.
Yes, dankest memes. Kara is a collector.
I want them. Yes, I have folders and folders of memes, and some of them can't ever see the light of day, but many of them can, and they will. And some of them shouldn't see the light of day, and yet they do.
My old person problem now is that there aren't as many memes. When I was doing my search today, it's all TikToks. TikTok is like little short videos.
I know, I hate TikTok. I'm sorry.
I know,
that's my old people. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. I want pictures. I want to just see it and know it instantly.
Get off my meme lawn.
90% of the things I saw today were TikTok. And I mean, some of them are pretty good, but it's really hard to share because we're not going to just sit and watch a TikTok together. I'm going to flash it.
No.
But that's the attention span, you know? Like maybe 20-year-olds probably can't watch our show because it's more than 5 minutes long. I don't know. They're like, wait, what were they talking about? I don't know. I fell asleep after 5 minutes. But
little attention span.
They used to bitch about us though, like I don't know, back in the day. They're like, with their music television, those kids today, they're no good.
With their Walkmans.
With their Walkmans, tuning the world out. It's just
so. This is how old I am.
Oh God.
I used to listen to all my children in school because I could get ABC, just the audio, on my Walkman.
What?
And I would thread the little headphone speaker through my sleeve and sit like this in class.
Oh.
And listen to all my children.
I'm listening to my stories.
I'm listening to my stories.
Don't bother me.
On my Walkman.
On my Walkman. Oh, that's like a radio show. Like that's almost like that old.
Oh yeah, and I thought I was pretty hot shit for being able to do that too. It
is pretty hot shit because
I was very impressed with myself.
I remember my senior year, we snuck out during, I think it was study hall, and we went to a friend's house who lived like a block away, and we watched Days of Our Lives all the time. And they're like, you got a pass? And I'm like, yep. I do. And all we did was that. I mean, we weren't doing anything bad except watching soap operas. I guess that is bad, but I'm like, I'm like an honor roll student. Like, this is my bad. Like, other kids' bad is like, let's go do drugs and have sex. I'm like, we're going to go watch soap operas. So I guess that it's okay.
Well, Kay Cameroon says no caucuses for this chick.
No caucuses? What?
Kay, why don't you like the cock? Isses.
Yeah. Assisses? Is it an esses?
So, yeah. So, what I want to get to, because we're going to be starting to wrap up soon, and this is where we get into audience participation.
Yes.
And those of you who are in chat, you will be participating. So I want those of you in chat to start thinking about and let us know, what is one awesome thing that happened to you this past week? Like something that was exciting or made you happy, or just that you're super, super excited about. What would that be? So what is yours, Heather?
Well, I had like two things. One's like sentimental good, and I'm just going to say two because I'm just going to take over. Are you muted? Oh, you muted yourself.
I had to cough.
Okay, that's fine. I was like, did I do that? I saw it and I went, oh, shoot. Oh, my God. Okay. No, I'll talk now. One thing was my mother was very sick, and but now she's much better and she's at home, and I'm really happy she's feeling a lot better. So that's the good daughter thing that I'm going to say. I love my mom, and I hope she's continues to feel better. But the other thing that I'm really proud of myself for doing is, well, besides figuring out how to do some of the technology stuff, I feel like I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone. but I made a video and I tried for this librarian book club thing for Reese Witherspoon's website, Hello Sunshine.
My God, no way.
I turned it in. I didn't win it yet. I don't know. They got to look at them, I'm sure. But I did a part where I was dancing through the library. So if it wins, I'll show everyone at this point.
See it anyway.
I'll show you. That'll be like, oh, that could
want to see it.
That could be like a special thing for Patreon account people, because I am so shitty at editing video. But I was like throwing stuff together, and then like I accidentally overlapped it, and there's this thing where I'm doing a voiceover, and then I had the dancing video, and I'm like, that looks fucking cool. I'm like dancing and talking about libraries, and I'm like, whoa. So if I win, it's because I really just don't know what I'm doing, and I'm really, really lucky. It would be very cool. So I feel really proud I got it turned in, on time, and I'm sure there's like a million other librarians going for it, but if I got that, I would be just stoked. First of all, because I got that video to work.
Right.
Because it was nuts. I'm going, well, I'm dancing in my own library, so he's going to kick me out. Kick me out, Kristen. Mine. So that's what I did. Did
you shush yourself?
I did afterwards. Like, oh, Heather, shush. Heather, no dancing in the library. But the library manager wasn't there when I was doing it, so I felt like I got away with it. Everybody's giving me weird looks, but I'm like, ha ha ha. So if you've ever had a fantasy of dancing in the library, I lived it. So that was my good thing. I'm really proud of myself.
That is a very good thing. So I'm going to do two things too. I know. Yeah, but but here's the thing, like to have a surplus of awesome things happening in your life is not a bad thing. So my first thing, I will demonstrate. I got new glasses.
Yay! Those are gorgeous. Mm-hmm. I like those.
Little leopard print.
That's so pretty. Is it a little silver on the edge or is it gold? I can't tell from here.
So it's like
a
silver on the edge, but around like on the outside it is. Look at it.
See, I'm like putting my face up the screen because I'm like old lady thing, so I probably need glasses too. Ooh,
I know. So it's like pretty. They're like clear on the edge, and then okay. So here's my funny story about my glasses.
Yeah.
So I got glasses like 3-4 months ago, and I could tell my husband didn't really like them. I mean, he would never say that. He would never say that. Okay. But, he was trying to be cool about it. But, I can just kind of tell. So when we went to get his glasses, because he needed new ones, he was trying on different frames. And so to kill time, I was trying on frames and that kind of stuff. And so I tried these on and I was like, oh, these are kind of funky. I like them. And I showed them to my husband and he's like, oh, you should get them. And I'm like, oh, no, I just got glasses. And he's like, no, really, you should get them. I'm like, oh, no, that's fine. And then when he went to buy his, he goes, yeah, and we're going to take those other ones for her too.
So he either really, really liked those or he really, really, well, he might really, really like them and didn't really like the other ones. So
yes. So I prefer to think it's a combination of things. I don't think he liked my other glasses. But I also think that he's just super sweet and tries to do everything nice possible for me. So that is super nice. But my other nice thing is, so I went to the Nebraska convention, and the nice thing was I was able to have my mom go with me. Oh, yeah. And my mom and I are originally from Nebraska, Fremont, Nebraska. And so she was able to spend a day with an old friend of hers. So she rode with me, which was nice. And we talked the whole way there and the whole way back, which was really good to just spend that time with my mom. And then when we went to the convention, for the most part, I mean, she knew I had to work. So she did other things, but she came in and she hung out with us each night, and everyone was super cool to her and very friendly. I mean, I knew they would be, but you never know until it actually happens and all that kind of stuff. And my mom had a great time and, chatted with everyone. We had great food. We had great cocktails together, but more than anything, it was just amazing that, it wasn't just a work trip. I got to spend the weekend with my mom. So that was my other super super awesome thing. So
I think we should all spend time with our family members, those ones around us that we love, as much as we can. It makes your life so much better. That's
yes,
so cool.
yes, most definitely. And so I asked people to write what awesome thing happened in their life.
Yeah.
And so Alicia is saying, oh, this is Libertarian Thursday, Wednesday news, basically short version. Exactly
right.
what it is. Justin O'Donnell's like, what is this? Justin, man, I don't know what to tell you. So what it is we're doing Libertarian Party news as a positive. We're also sharing when libertarians are caught being good, doing wonderful things. There will always be time where we take a cocktail break and we'll mix up different cocktails and show you what they are and different beers and introduce you to them. And there'll be probably pop culture and memes too, because like we're kind of random and ADD that way. So yes. Kay says that for her thing that is super awesome is she got tons of convention stuff done because the Minnesota convention is coming up and I'm super excited about it. And I made earrings.
Did you? That's cool. Yes. When Kara breaks out the crafts, you know it's a big deal, you know?
Yes. Jonathan Painter says, I got a congressional candidate to watch a 3.5-hour documentary, and I believe it was on the Federal Reserve. So that's a hell of a thing.
Good job.
Let's see. John Phillips says that he got to hang out with me, and that is super sweet. And then Justin says, oh my God, is this just the exact opposite of the Jess and Chrissy show? I don't think so, because you know what? They also, like, they try to say they hate things, but their show is super sweet, positive and wonderful and fuzzy and all that kind of stuff.
I hate everything.
So yeah. So no, what it is it's a combination of my show that I was doing and a combination of part of Heather's show that she was doing, and we decided we're kind of lonely. So,
you got your peanut butter in my chocolate.
Yes.
You got your chocolate
so really,
in my peanut butter.
Our show is a Reese's peanut butter cup. That's what our show is.
A delicious, boozy
Reese's
peanut butter cup.
Yes, because Heather, how long have you been doing Liberty Librarian?
I started that show last April, so we're coming up to almost a year.
Yeah, every week.
I learned every week. Something every single week, and
it's been on. Yeah,
I feel like in 10 years I'm going to be totally professional. Yes, spitting.
Yep.
I waited for
that. And my show has been much shorter, but it's been 6 weeks.
Oh yeah, you're doing really good. You're learning.
So it's been going on for 6 weeks, but I didn't want to join doing a show with Heather until I figured out a little bit on how to do podcasting a little bit, because like Heather's got this down and I'm just learning. So yeah.
Got the professional, like you have like the journalism background. What?
Justin has good news. He raised $2,000 of his $12,000 goal to pay for New Hampshire ballot access without LNC help this weekend. Justin, you freaking rock. That is amazing. So that is your awesome thing that you did this week. That is really incredible. And yeah, Jonathan Painter saw the earrings. So I'm making earrings for the Libertarian Convention in Minnesota so that they can put them in the silent auction. So they're chandelier style earrings and they have the little porcupines all over them. Pain in the ass to do, but I think they turned out really cute. So, and now I like them. So I gotta make myself a pair too.
Oh yeah. But you know how, at least then you can keep doing it.
Yes.
Did you see Alicia's, her super awesome thing is her friend's son is getting out of the hospital after getting run over in 3 days. They thought he would be out for weeks. He really did.
Cow.
I saw the pictures and man, he's got some spirit to be like fighting and getting out. And he has all that love from his family, like helping him heal. So I am so glad, Alicia. I'm really glad to hear that.
No kidding. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining us in our first show. This was a lot of fun. We will be back doing this on Wednesdays, and we'll be bringing you more great news that is happening in the Libertarian Party, because there's always really good stuff happening, really positive stuff happening. There's always libertarians doing wonderful things. So if you know of a libertarian who really went out of their way on something and showed that they were a decent human being, let us know, because we would like to give them a shout out, and as a libertarian caught being good. And then if you have wonderful things that you want to share that were awesome in your week, we want to hear about that too. So thank you very much for joining us. And remember, Heather's show
tomorrow, Liberty Librarian at it's Thursday at 5 p.m. So it's the Freedom Revolution Network, and you can find it. I have a Liberty Librarian Google it, but it's Facebook, so you're already on the Facebook. If you can find that, you'll find me, and I would love to have you on my show. Come listen. We'll talk about like my tin hat stuff about privacy, censorship, and that kind of news, burning books. And I always throw in some weird thing I'm thinking about every week. I like to do historical stuff, so it's a little nerdy, but I do that Heather spin on it, so it's always a little odd. But I'm going to love doing this show with you, Kara. We're going to have so much fun every week.
Yes, absolutely. And then if you are a candidate and you are looking for candidate training so that you can run a better campaign, or you're a volunteer, join me. And I'm on Twitch, and you can also find me because I put it on my Facebook feed as well. And that's Mondays at 8 p.m. Central. And it usually just looking for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. We're going to do short little trainings, and I time them so that they come when you should be doing these particular items during your campaign year. So thank you very much for joining us, everyone.
Thank you, guys. See you next week. I feel like we should have some sort of outro music.